Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sons of Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Lord, in this video is edifying to the elect. This is going to be a quick lesson, okay, on concerning the times that we're in and the mindset that we should be in. Okay, our eyes should be glued on prophecy right now. We shouldn't have to be told to keep an eye on the different current events that's going on in the world and to be watching. Okay, we are the watchmen that the Lord set up, talking to the brothers out there that's been laboring, the Most High, tap into your spirit to do this work and, be a light in this dark world. Okay, just like you had the ancient watchman that sat on the wall, that sat on the tower, like in the famous words of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. I will stand upon my watch. Okay, which we always bring out, which is it's like every day that chapter becomes more and more to life when you really think about it. But yeah, we're the watchmen, and the ancient watchman, his job was to watch constantly. They had shifts. They had the first watch, second watch of the night and whatnot. But when you was on your shift, when it was your turn to watch, you had to, that's all, you had to be totally alert. You had to be totally sober-minded, okay? And that's what I want to speak on in this lesson, So I just want to bring out this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Okay, the end of all things is at hand. And this was written over 2,000 years ago. And it was the end of their time. Okay, because we know what happened in 70 AD. That was basically the end of the world of Judah in that time, when the Jerusalem, when the temple was sacked, Jerusalem was compassed about with the Roman armies, Titus and Vespasian. Okay, and we know the story, we know the history, right? But as the scriptures say, all things is written for our learning. The things that was written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? Well, this is even more prevalent today because we're living in the times of 70 AD, really all over again when you really think about it. Okay, it's just a repeat, as history does often, repeats itself. Okay, but this time is going to be way worse because we're coming in a time of Jacob's trouble, which is a time like never before, as the scriptures say. It's going to be worse than 70 AD. Okay, and on top of that, it's not going to be anywhere to flee. Like you had Yahweh Shai, he told our people to flee to the mountains. You had a lot of people, they fled. The ones that listened to him, they fled into different parts of Africa, Northeast Africa, right? But really, this time it's not going to be anywhere to flee. The only place you're going to be able to flee is under the shadow of the Almighty. All right. Only place you're going to be able to flee is turning to the Lord. Of course, certain brothers are going to be hid, and the Most High going to be with us, going to be delivering us. Lord willing, we are of that elect. But the point is to watch right now, just like Yahushua told his disciples to watch out back then. Okay, so just seeing what's on the news right now, seeing all the different headlines and articles and things coming out, you really should have your eyes glued, like, to the prophecies, to the current events, to the news. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And when you go into this word sober, okay, let's go into this word sober. It says sophroneo. Sophroneo, to be of sound mind, to be in one's right mind, to exercise self-control, right? And that's, in the modern use sense of the word sober, we think of abstaining from alcohol or different, intoxicants of the mind, drugs and whatnot. But it goes deeper than that, right? It says to put a moderate estimate upon oneself, to think of one's self-sobriety. Alright, to put a moderate estimate upon oneself. That's humility. That's maintaining humility, right? Because when someone is another word for pride is what? High-minded. Well, don't use that term high, like somebody that's high, like somebody that's on drugs, or somebody that's, under the influence of whatever substances and whatnot. So someone that is under the influence, or especially someone that had too much to drink, they're not humble. They're not considering. They're not putting a moderate estimate upon oneself. When someone drink a lot of alcohol, they call it liquid courage. They get beside themselves. They start thinking themselves to be, on a higher level than who they truly are. And that's not courage. That's just pride. It's really liquid pride. Okay. Especially when you had too much. But in this sense, we're using these scriptures basically to understand your position, understand your role, understand who you are, understand, be humble, knowing that, because if a watchman is on a tower and he's prideful, he's not humble, then, if a watchman is not paying attention, he's just like, nothing's gonna happen. He's on the phone texting. Of course they didn't have phones back then, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's thinking about getting back to his woman, or thinking about business, thinking about whatever, but he's not focused on the job at hand. He don't notice that the fucking, at the edge of the horizon, there's a army forming, getting ready to charge the damn wall, right? So that man is not sober, okay? And you got people that know they're Israelites, that's not sober, that's not watching, that's in the spirit of like concerning the Revelation 13 and 16 prophecy. You got a lot of Israelites that's not sober concerning that. They thinking high-mindedly concerning that, by taking that, lightly. Thinking, they're not esteeming certain prophecies with enough weight as they should be. They're not accurately measuring the times diligently in themselves. So they're gonna cause their flock to be in danger when these things come to pass, when they're shortly coming to pass. Okay. So let's go back. I read the scripture again, 1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be there, therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So, I mean, because if you understand what time you're in, if you're watching, then you know what to pray for. You know, if you're not in the spirit of totally watching and knowing what's going on in the world, you're not gonna be in the right spirit when you pray. You're not gonna, we're supposed to pray with, just like how we had the Apostle Gabar put out that order to send up curses on Babylon, and right after that, man, all hell started to break loose. It's breaking loose right now, and it's going to increase. But if you're not watching, you're not going to have that boost in the spirit. Every time these different things come out, these are faith boosters. Attempted assassination, that's a faith booster. Biden drop out the race, that's a faith booster. Biden dying, that's a faith booster. And Kamala Harris stepping up. We want mass chaos, man. Alright, when I searched for this scripture, another good one came up at 1 Thessalonians. Let me see. Alright, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, which I'm start at 1. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay? So, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction is going to come upon them. Okay? When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction is going to come. But if you're watching and you're on point, you don't need nobody to tell you. You watching out for yourself. You warning others what time it is. You don't need nobody to tell you what time it is. But if you're not watching, you don't know what time it is. But you're not going to be in the right spirit. You're going to be in the more lackadaisical spirit. Every time we see another end time headline, we get more and more in the right spirit. Right? Verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Right? If somebody that's not sober and they got a lot of money, that's looking at it from a nigga mind, a thief mind, that's the easiest lick to hit. Especially you got people coming home from the club. You got niggas to go to the club and they watch to see the niggas that's spending the most money, popping all the bottles, and follow them niggas home. And nigga half drunk driving home. You get home, you get outside, and walk in. As soon as he's about to step inside the house, boom, get pistol whipped, drug inside the house, and get took for everything he got because what? He wasn't watching. He was slipping. He was lit. He thought he was untouchable, right? And the Most High will be with it because the nigga was proud. Nigga wasn't paying attention. So we can't be like that, right? People proud to leave the doors unlocked and shit, like they don't live in the hood. And on top of that, they got expensive cars outside and like to flex on niggas and shit, right? Verse 5, ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. You see that? So that's the point, man. It's not we ain't in nighttime. Scriptures say Paul also said in Romans 13:11, it's high time to awake out of sleep. Right? For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe it. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Right? The night is far spent, the day is at hand. So it's time to wake the fuck up. I'm talking to myself first. Okay, it's time to wake the hell up. Understand what time you're living in and act accordingly. Okay, so that's just something I wanted to speak on real quick. Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, let me give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. And to the next one, Shalom.